We know there are many choices in internet radio, and the staff and host of LA Talk Live would like to thank you for choosing the internet's hottest destination for the most eclectic sound and invigorating talk. This is LA Talk Live. We are more than just talk.
What's happening? This is a groovy party, man. I can dig it.
Yeah. Welcome to Veterans Day Live.
I'm hot.
Yes, it's hot. I'll try to put the air back on, you know what I mean? But
my mic is out. There it is.
there it is.
Oh,
Yeah, it should be up and running.
Got it.
You got it? Yeah, so, again, this is Veterans Day Live. I'm your host, Veneric Marshall, with my co-host.
Big Dre.
Or should I say my host?
Well, I feel special. I'm a co-host.
Your co-host,
I'm a ghost,
host,
everything you wanna call it,
yes.
brother.
You know what I mean?
Welcome.
Welcome
It's
and
another
stuff like
edition.
that, yes.
We got some great guests today for you people out there, Radio Land. We got my sister here, Diane McDowell Johnson, who has she's CEO of a nonprofit called Mud 62 Helping Hands,
Right.
and the beautiful Miss Rebecca King Cruz. in the
Yes,
house.
yes. Matter of fact, we're going to have Miss Rebecca move over a little bit more. So let's move over here so she can be in the camera as well.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
you want to get that beautiful smile.
exactly. Yeah, both ladies. So,
We got some big things. We got some big things going here.
yes, indeedy. Well, Rebecca just came off of Joy in My House, and she performed a lovely song. We're going to be playing her music in a bit. But in first hand, let's get to your sister.
Yeah,
Sis,
Diane.
is she are you the oldest or the youngest of the two?
Tell the truth. Tell the truth.
Right now, I'm the oldest.
Right now, yeah. Right,
Okay.
Right now, I'm a baby of 9. The siblings. I'm a little one. Well, the big one, but I'm a little big one.
All right.
And so you know.
But you older than Dre.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
You are. So you had to put him over your knee a couple of times.
No.
I'm a little rascal now. I was a little rascal. Boy, I used to do some boy.
Yeah.
Whew, Dennis and Menace have nothing on me. All the little rascals and Dennis and Menace with me together was dangerous. I mean, things I did, But thank God I had the right switch and bat and bricks. My
Yeah.
mom and dad hit me. It turned out to be pretty good. So not complaining.
Yeah. So again, the Veterans Day Live is a show about veterans, for veterans, letting everybody know the different benefits that veterans have. If you're out there and you're not aware that you can get certain things done, whether it's medical or educational or housing. This show right here will provide the proper information. Like I was saying last week, for those who in the LA area, if you want to get in the domiciliary, if I'm pronouncing that right, all you have to do is go to building 402 at the Westwood VA Hospital, and they will make arrangements for you to get in. It's a co-ed domiciliary, so men and women can be there. As I understand, it's the largest facility
Yes, it is.
in the nation. So, and it's not as hard as it may seem to get in, as I was told by my therapist, because I go every Wednesday for my PTSD and my anger management things that I'm dealing from the military. So, and it's helping.
But
It's
you would
helping
never
them.
know that good-looking guy over there is a mean guy. He ain't no mean guy. He just said about he a mean guy. He is not a mean guy. He's just
Yeah.
a man who been through different things in your life when you in the military. It's like I say, being people married to my in the entertainment business. When they're gone, you get that attack of anxiety. Like no one's there to be that support factor for you. When I
Yeah.
was going, my mother and father, I never even told them where I was at. It was like, where you at now? I can't even tell you. If I wanted to tell you, somebody had to come to the house, escort you off property. If I had to tell you where I was at. And it was just so bad that you couldn't tell a family member where you was at when you were
Exactly.
serving this country.
Exactly.
Because just like people are explaining why was you doing something you wasn't supposed to be doing. I said I was working for the government, so I could tell people. And
Yeah, I couldn't even say how many trucks was in the motor pool.
exactly. So
The young lady that I was dating, she didn't even know when I was on maneuvers. I would just be gone for a few days and then come back, and then I pop up all of a sudden. So
And for those who don't know
Yes.
me and Van's background, Van, tell them what your MOS was in the military.
Well, I was 76 Yankee, which was supply. So
Mm-hmm.
everybody wanted to be, in good with me because I can get you what you want.
Exactly.
No matter what it was,
He's the
you
man.
know what I mean? I can get you what you want. And I had officers coming to me, Specialist Marshal, I need this. I'll be like, well, sir, and you can't see him on camera, but I'm like, I'll scratch my hair and be put my fingers together, like I need money. I'm like, well, sir, that's a special order. I mean, you want it when? You give me a couple of dollars. I said, how you want it next tomorrow? Oh man, that's gonna be even harder. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
That's how it
So
was,
yeah,
man.
and it was interesting for me. I guess I'm somewhat shell shocked because I was in an artillery unit. So being around those 8-inch houses shooting the cannons.
Man,
Um,
ring, ding, ding.
I don't like loud noises.
Mhm.
Being in crowds
Mhm.
annoys me sometimes. I went to last Friday.
Mhm.
I went to a outdoor jazz festival out there by right off of Wilshire and Fairfax.
Oh, you're talking about
The outdoor joint.
outdoor joint, yeah.
Yeah, and it was real nice.
Yeah.
A lot of people, but I stood out and away from the crowd. I
Oh,
was,
yeah.
because I don't like people walking behind me and all around me. So
Yeah, you
I
got used to
stood
that.
back and let people walk, and I'm where I can turn around and see everything around me. And I'm dealing. My therapist is showing me how to
How to deal with that.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Don't feel so afraid to be in a crowd of people.
Mm-hmm.
So
All right, I hear you. And my regiment was 3rd Battalion, 75th Ranger Regiment, Special Ops. So I was a man who did stuff that only half of my family knew I did, but I did some stuff. That was nothing. I mean, pretty much Terry's character was what I did, pretty much. Explosive detail. I know how to put stuff together and break it down and blow it up and put it back together and blow it up. So
yeah.
I dealt with my stress factor before I let it get to me. I had a therapist even before I went into the service. Because I wanted to make sure I was on top of things I'm dealing with before I got back. So I'm not too much of a person that don't mind people being close quarters around me. 'Cause I'm used to close quarter combat. So these people being close to me, but at the same time, the rubbing factor against me and the stare down more than 25, 30 seconds, like either you know me or you don't know me.
Right.
That's the problem I have. Don't stare like that. And then I've been called baby killer at least 20 times. I mean, like this recently, 4 weeks ago, I was called baby killer by a woman who didn't even know me. I said, how does she even know all these guys around me was like, wow. And we wasn't even Vietnam guys. We were like, baby killer, that's deep. And she had to explain herself. And she said, explain yourself. Why did you call us? And she was just the way your presence was. We're eating yogurt. So, big man with eating yogurt was kind of scary, I guess, for her. And her sister said, how can you call these men baby killers when your son is over there fighting right now? Air Force.
Yeah.
It's
And
amazing.
that's just how
So I dealt with it.
Yeah, that's just how some civilians, as we call them, look at anybody in the military.
Mm-hmm.
But the way this government is formed, their system is geared to where you want to protect this country and you want to serve your country and make sure that your loved ones can do these things that they can do without thinking about it. I can't even fathom, or even I know any of my family or friends can't even fathom not being able to walk to the corner store, like some places where you can't even walk outside.
Yeah.
And without the shooting and the bombing that's going on,
And the guys done everything, yeah.
and
that's
stuff
true.
like that. So,
Mhm.
so much for that. But
Oh, yes.
on the brighter tip,
Yeah.
let's talk to your sis. You
Oh,
know what I mean?
yes,
Because
sis.
she got a interesting
Yeah, so-
story herself. So Diane, right?
Yes.
So Diane, go ahead. You know what I mean? Tell everybody,
Represent.
where you from, where you grew up, and what you're doing.
I'm from Los Angeles,
Let's get a little closer to the mic.
First time rookie.
There you go. So
That's
we
it,
can
right.
hear you.
There you go.
I'm from Los Angeles, California. I
Right.
was raised up in the 80s, 80th and Main Street. 50. I'm a Los Angeles kid, California.
Okay.
South Central girl.
And I was brought up in the foster home. It wasn't my mom's fault that I was there. My dad was in the military, and he didn't trust anybody else raising his kids. So he took his kids away from my mom, and he put us in foster care. He didn't want another man raising his kid, and that's how I wind up in foster care.
Wow.
So,
Okay.
And I said, maybe God put me there for a reason. And I saw what a lot of foster kids were going through. Even though my mom wanted to come see me, they wouldn't let her see me.
Right.
It's hard, but
Yeah.
I said, God put me through this for a reason. Coming out of foster care, had no place to go. I wind up on Skid Row. Did things I didn't want to do to
Right.
protect myself and to feed my kids.
Right.
It's things that, it's hard to describe, but now I see, God put me there to help other kids that's in foster care that's getting ready to come out. My program is called Much 62 Helping Hands.
Right.
I went into foster care in 1962, and that was why I took that name, because it meant something to me. Even though people say change the name, it doesn't mean, but it means something particularly for me to know when I came in to the system. But now it has it where when the kids come out the system, they have no place to go if they're not going to college, or sometimes you're not even college material, but they still want to do something with their lives. I've been a foster parent also.
Right.
For 7-8 years, and each one of my foster kids that aged out of my foster care home, they're on the street.
Wow.
And it bothered me, so I said, I need to do something. And that's when I decided I wanted to open a transitional home for foster kids that's coming out the system, try to catch them even before they come out the system, to let them know it's hard out there, it's not easy. A lot of things they should know, they don't know being in foster care, because it's a lot of foster parents out there just for the money. But
Yes.
they do have good foster homes out there. They do have good programs out there, but a lot of them are out for the money.
Yes. Yeah.
And then they have some out there just to help. All of my things I've did, my 501c3 came out of my pocket. I didn't ask anybody for anything.
Right.
And I feed the homeless. I go out every Saturday just about and work and feed homeless people, because it's from the kindness of my heart. I feed them what I want to eat. It's not no beans. If I eat steak, they gonna eat steak too.
There
if
you
I
go.
fix gumbo, they gonna eat it right along with me.
There you go.
So I do everything from the kindness of my heart.
And that's good.
Hey,
That's good.
And I've been blessed.
And that's good, because and they can identify with you because you walked in those same
In their
shoes. Like my daughter was in foster care, and I was awarded full custody of my daughter when she was 5 years old. My daughter is diagnosed with bipolar, and she's going through some changes right now. And I just give it to God. And she calls me up late last night in Atlantic City, talking about she's done. She's had it. I'm ready to just give it all up. And I'm like, well, what's going on? I'm trying to talk her down. Now she's upset with me. You never been in my life type stuff. And, so and I understand that type of illness. So I just let her go ahead and vent as much as possible. But I have to give it to God. But when you said, they wouldn't even let your mom see you or anything like that. In my case, and I told this story before, when I was allowed to have my hourly visit, when it was time for me to leave, my daughter would show insecurity by putting her thumb in her mouth and playing with her hair a little bit. You can't see, again, they can't see me, but like this.
Yeah.
So I asked the lady who was in charge of my case, is there any way that I can ensure my daughter that she will see me? So evidently at that staff meeting, they talked about it, and they let me know that I can call, which is very rare, if not never. The biological parents are not allowed to know where their children are, or let alone call them. But in my case, they let me not only call her, but let me know where she lived at. And the very next visit, it showed improvement that she was no longer sticking her thumb in her mouth and playing with her hair.
Yeah.
You know, so yes, like you said, there are good programs out there, and there are good foster parents, and it's almost unfortunately like finding a needle in a haystack
That's true.
or hitting a lottery number, you know, and something like that. But yeah, a program like yours is well needed to let these children and young adults know that okay, there is somebody who walked in my shoes, and there is hope
Yes.
for
Mhm,
me,
mhm.
and I don't have to be subjected to the negativity that's out there and all that. So
And
I commend you.
Let's
with
not get it twisted. It's about 12 to 13% of people out there that's parents was vets too. Also, that's going to St. Anna kids went doing and never seen their kids. I was doing statistics last night. And I noticed there's a lot of people who's in the military. Their kids are in that system
right.
because they figure the mother or father is not competent enough to take care of their kid. They say, well, he either got post-traumatic stress, he's dealing with additional issues, and they snatch the kids from him.
right,
And not
right,
knowing,
right. Just move over a little.
yeah, what it is, just as not knowing, because how I deal with my sons, when me being in the military, I just let them know. My oldest boy is about to go to the military. He wants to go. I said, you go because you want to go. Don't go because you think you have to go to prove anything to me. I went proving things to my uncle because they were like all these special forces guys and, wow, Rambos. And it's like a whole different ball game. It's like, now that you go now, they ain't teaching you nothing in the military. They're not teaching you how to survive. They're teaching you giving you a gun and get a paycheck, and you're coming back either body bag, dismembered, and it's kind of sad. It's like that now. Because I was there, we was educated. It was guerrilla warfare. They educated us as soldiers to say, hey, this is what you're going to accomplish. This is what you're going to deal with and how you're going to adopt it and it's all over it. They taught us how to deal with it. But they don't do that now. They send you out there and they send you home, and they don't tell you what the benefits you got waiting for you. They don't tell you none of that. And it's sad.
It
really
is. It is. I am so grateful with the programs that's out here because I'm from Philadelphia, and when I came out here 8 years ago, fortunately, one of my sisters was living out here already, so I had a roof over my head. But one thing I can say about L.A., they do have good programs for veterans. You just got to do your own research about it. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is. I found out that they had a facility in Inglewood for veterans because my sister straight and went and got me on GR. So, I went on GR. I used the money to get a monthly trans pass to go job hunting and all that. Stayed at this facility. And from there, I went to another one out in Long Beach. To make a long story short, now, I got my own little spot in L.A. Well, I call it Hollywood because I'm so close to Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
Plus I go to school. I got go to school. I'm in a program called VASH. It's affiliated with Section 8 to help veterans, and it's really easy to apply, especially for the ones who's out on Skid Row and homeless. I think they have a higher priority. You have to go to the nearest VA facility and let them know, your situation, and they will eventually get you in the program as well. I'm service connected disabled. So because I'm service connected, that allows me to be in a program called the Vocational Rehabilitation Program. And that program will allow me to go to school. Everything is paid for. Books is paid for, supplies is paid for, and I tell this story so many times. Whatever it says on your syllabus or the syllabi, the government, they will buy it for you. My freshman year said I needed a laptop or a computer. I went to Best Buy and I told them, print me out your top-of-the-line Mac. It was a $3,000 machine. Gave it back to them, and they gave it to me. Not only did they buy me this $3,000 MacBook, they also gave me a carrying bag and a scanner printer, color printer.
Mm-hmm.
These are the things that a lot of veterans who out there on the streets don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Dre brought a young lady in a couple of weeks ago. She was going to an outside eye doctor.
Yeah.
To get her prescription. She didn't know that she can use the VA facility for that.
Mm-hmm.
And for whatever reason, why they think it's such a hush-hush thing that they're not going to make it common knowledge,
No.
it should.
Always.
Always.
Because we had a special op guys had their own facility. So when you were Navy SEALs, Rangers and stuff, they gave you your own facility. It was like we were separate from everybody. That's what made us so isolated from everybody. It was like a brotherhood. The doctors would be like, on your own base, but it's a certain area that you go. They wouldn't let you integrate with other guys. I don't know what it was, but we had so much up here dealing directly with the president, we could not be migrated with other officers, other soldiers. So we had to be, and so I was so used to having that, that VIP service. Doctor, now you go like, okay, number 45. Like, oh God, really? It's like I'm used to having that, but I got lucky and got my own personal doctor now. And she says when I need to see her on a private tip, I can now. So it's like, and it's not even through the VA. It's just an old friend who just became a general surgeon, and she loves it. She said, well, you just come see me from now on, because just waiting sometimes, it makes you get more anxiety, waiting for a doctor in the VA. I mean, for sometimes months, and like, wow. But I don't lose my cool because I think God does it for a reason. That's why I'm transitioning over things I'm doing. So
Yeah.
I'm blessed to have the brotherhoods of brothers and sisters who are doing things in society, especially in the television and film, because what I'm in now, and doing things that's going to be good to help people out who's less fortunate than myself. So I love it.
There you go.
Mhm.
And so tell people how to get in contact with your organization.
They would go to the website Much62 Helping Hands .com,
Mhm.
Right.
and then I have an email address much62help@gmail.com.
Okay. Is there a number to call?
I don't know the number offhand,
Do you have a
That's
business card?
and everything is on our webpage.
Okay.
We do have a webpage. Everything is there. How to get in contact.
Mhm.
Cool. And we also want to let everybody know that Veterans Day Live have an Indiegogo campaign going on.
Yes, we do.
And it's to help pay for the show and help bring people together with information, because we also support a lot of nonprofit organizations like yourself to make sure that the information is being put out there.
Yeah.
And if you want to donate anything, all you have to do is go to Facebook and be friends and like us at Veterans Day Live. Once you do that, it will show you the Indiegogo link. You click the link, and then all you have to do is follow that PayPal account. Bada bing, bada boom.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
I've been around Italians a lot. I like to
Oh,
say
yeah.
that.
And so you
Bada
blew it.
bing, bada boom. That's one of my things.
So I'm about to challenge all my celebrity friends like the Will Smiths and all. And I always tell I was talking to Will.i.am last night. And I said,
Okay.
where you going? He says, out of the country again. I said, oh, God, I really do. So I saw your indie thing. I'll be back. We're going to talk about doing some stuff to help you guys out, because I'm a huge supporter of the vets. And I used to work for him, no bodyguard for him. So it was like
Right.
Black Eyed Peas. And I told him, look, man, it's just the fact you're getting the word out there to people that we want
That's
to know.
all.
Because my main thing is we're pushing our women's show. We have an all-women show starting August called Legion of Women Armed Forces. Basically, the women take over for once a month, and they talk about strictly the things that's dealing with the women aspect of the armed forces, because
Yeah.
they get treated like they're just not even there. And now they're in combat now, and now you got to treat them, because I just found 2 girls were the first females to see combat over there. And they're back home now, and they're coming in 3 weeks. So it's going to be incredible stories they're going to tell the world. It's unbelievable.
Exactly.
She got a chance to shoot her first surgeon, and the things she went through, she told me, it was like, I got an earful, and I almost threw up. I'm like, oh, my God.
Plus,
And
yeah.
I've been there. So I'm
Yeah.
imagining a woman doing that. Having a man trying to 4 or 5 surgeons attacking her, and she took out 3 of them by herself. It's only 5'4". So it just
Yeah.
shows you the training she
Yeah.
had to deal with
Of
it.
course, yeah. And this was a while back. There's a documentary out there. What's the name of it again? Women of the Military, something like that.
Mhm.
Well, anyway, it talks about the sexual harassment that the women of the military go through on a regular basis. Sherry Belafonte was one of the MCs at this documentary in Beverly Hills
Yeah.
when they were showing it, and they had some other people there, and that's what inspired me to want to have a segment once a month just for the women of the military, because they do deserve to be heard, and they do deserve to be treated as human beings and not objects, and to be believed when they are being attacked in that manner.
Yes.
It's not their fault.
Nope.
And we military people, guys, have to stand up and take ownership of what we did. Because I remember when I first saw this documentary, I had to look back and ask myself, did I disrespect any females? And the only thing I could think of was we was in a parade one time, and it just stopped raining. So I'm standing in a dry spot, and on my right was a woman soldier, and she was standing in a little puddle. So she asked me to change spots. So I was like, well, you're not a woman, you're a soldier. And she was very upset with me. But it made me think. I said, now, what was I wrong for doing that? You know what I mean? By my not acknowledging that she is a woman even though she's a soldier.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what that made me today say, well, I need to have a show to let the women express their feelings on stuff like that. And I want to ask them if I said that to them, was I out of line for doing that? You know? Or was I right for does it matter to them?
Oh,
you
yeah.
know?
Now, you women out there who listen to our show or are looking at it, you can call in and give your opinion on Mr.
Yeah, on my
on his mess up.
Yeah, on my mess up. You know,
at 323-3100.
Yeah, that's right. And we're gonna take a little break.
Oh yeah.
And because we're gonna come back with Rebecca Cruz here. You know, because yeah, she got a story to tell as well, man. And
entrepreneur, executive producer, songwriter, singer.
Wow.
She doing it all. She could be a Expendables 4, all women's version. You hear that, Terry? All women's version.
You don't know what you said right there. I ain't take the part.
That's right. She to take the part.
Don't give me the big gun.
Oh yeah. There you go. We'll be back in 2 and 2.
We'll be back in 2 and 2.
Satisfied. Sweet and tart. Happiness in a bottle. Visit Hubert's Lemonade at hubertslemonade.com. Once again, that's hubertslemonade.com. Happiness in a bottle. Xavier Tees and Tots, groundbreaking fashion, forward street smart designs. Tees and Tots for men, women, and boys. Visit XavierUSA.com. Once again, that's XavierUSA.com.
Young Connection, your one-stop connection for all your graphic design and commercial printing needs. Young Connection is a full-service printing and media design company dedicated to providing the highest level of customer service and satisfaction. Young Connection provides swift response and rapid turnaround services for banners, brochures, business cards, flyers, logo design, posters, and much, much more, all at an affordable price. Young Connection, the official printing company of LA Talk Live. Give them a call at 310-491-3336. That's 310-491-3336, or visit their website at www.youngconnection.com. That's www.youngconnection.com. Young Connection Printing and Media Services, proud sponsors of LA Talk Live, where it's more than just talk.
This is Shaquem Williams, and I'm with the Shock Factor here on LA Talk Live. We would like to introduce to our small businesses our new business directory, so let me explain how it works. We will set you up with 100 commercials, 3 times a day, every day, and 4 times a day on the weekends at peak hour for 1 whole month. And that's not all. We'll even provide you with your own professional audio commercial. For more information about joining our new business directory here at LA Talk Live, please contact Shaquem at latalklive.com. That's SHAKIM at latalklive.com.
Hello, I'm Joel Ramirez.
And I'm Lolita Robinson Coppage, and welcome to Joy in My House
On LATalkLive.com. Inspirational radio
with a touch of recovery.
A reality show where nothing is left unsaid.
And no one is insignificant who says it.
Exclusively on LATalkLive.com. You can also catch us on iTunes Radio R&B or watch us on Ustream TV.
Reality radio handcrafted for your listening pleasure. This is LA Talk Live, and we are more than just talk.
Hi, I'm Ro Williams, and I would like to invite you to join GospelRhythms.com every Sunday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for our show, GospelRhythms.com Talk Live Radio. Join us as we celebrate Christians around the world in all genres of entertainment, as well as highlight interest stories on men and women who are making a difference and impacting their community. So don't forget to tune in to GospelRhythms.com Talk Live Radio, exclusively on LATalkLive.com. You can also catch us on iTunes under R&B or watch us live on Ustream TV. We are reality radio, handcrafted for your listening pleasure. This is GospelRhythms.com Talk Live Radio on LATalkLive.com. We're more than just talk. We're heaven's party here on earth.
What's up, world? This is Nicolas Cage, inviting you to join us every Sunday, 7 p.m. Pacific Time for New Rules Radio. Join us as we lend our social satire to the week's leading topics, including music, fashion, and politics. So don't forget to tune in to New Rules Radio, 7 p.m. Pacific Time, exclusively on LATalkLive.com. You can also catch us on iTunes Radio, R&B, Radio Flag, TuneIn Radio, Live 365, AHA Radio, TiVo Radio, and Apple TV Radio. Or just watch and listen directly at LATalkLive.com. Reality radio handcrafted for your listening and viewing pleasure. This is LA Talk Live, and we are more than just talk.
Right. We're back.
Yes, we are back. We are back by popular demand.
Oh, yes, we
Time has come today.
Oh, yeah, my favorite jump move. I did a lot of jumps on that song, boy.
Well, Vietnam is the only, so-called the war that had its own personal songs. The other ones don't. But we was having a very nice little discussion, and as you see, we have Miss Terry Cruz in the house. I just want to give a round of applause. Oops, I messed up.
Well, we'll clap for her.
You want to clap for her?
And
there you go.
Is the lovely Miss Rebecca King Cruz.
Yes.
A Michigan girl. Look out, man.
Exactly. Yeah, and so thank you for being part of Veterans Day Live, Rebecca.
Yeah, it's my pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you. So you're saying to us that you understand, the veterans and the lifestyle.
Well, I relate in that I live with a man that I don't see for months at a time, and that the issues of loneliness and single parenting and even risk. My husband certainly isn't at risk like soldiers are, but he's been on some movies that absolutely could have cost him his life.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
When there are explosions and things going on.
Exactly.
Not to mention the dangers of foreign travel and various other things.
Yeah.
And rock stars and actors are always dying in planes because they're in them so much.
Yeah. In them so much,
You can imagine as a wife, your prayers are constantly going up for safety, for protection, for your spouse when they're away. And,
always.
Exactly.
Always.
And those kind of things. But I'm a child of a veteran. My dad served in the war, as did his father and his brother.
Okay.
Military brat then, what you want?
Not quite, because my father had been discharged. He had some health issues, and so was not serving very long before, and sadly, he passed away when I was a little girl in a car accident. But I have pictures of him in his Army uniform.
Oh yeah.
And we were supported partly by Social Security after he died because of his veteran status.
Yes.
So,
but see, it's amazing. How did you deal with that as a child transitioning with your dad being service? And people always look at you and say, well, if they knew what your dad did as a little kid, they would say, was he in the Korean War? He killed a lot of kids. And you being a kid, like, I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah. Well, and I think, war, how do you make sense of war? I think that certainly God did not want humans at war. But we are in the planet we're in today.
Right.
And, what is it? A necessary evil.
Yeah.
And, I know for a fact that in some of those situations, there can be a kid coming at you with a grenade and a bomb strapped to them.
8 years old.
Yes, exactly. And so in that situation, what exactly are you to do? You absolutely have to defend and protect yourself.
Exactly.
And,
exactly.
there is a common phrase, that you let God sort those things out.
Yeah.
And I think that
we have a saying about that one. Kill them all, let God sort them out.
Right.
Boy,
well,
I say, ooh,
you really can't judge. I
Yes.
think about I think of myself as a person who would never kill anyone.
Exactly.
But when I became a mother, I knew that I could pull a trigger, that I could hurt someone because in the defense of my family that I would.
Yeah.
And I can recall that the minute that baby came home, the minute she came home, I thought, do I need a gun? Do I need something in my home?
Yeah.
Because if anyone came near me, and her especially, I could just send you to your maker right away.
Exactly.
So there is a wrath that is supportive of love.
But it is.
Because it's born out of love. And I think that war is never justified. In a perfect world, we don't ever want to be at war.
No.
But in the world we're in, it is a necessary evil. And I understand it and I respect it. And I respect veterans. I respect our government, even though I don't always agree with them.
Bingo.
Yeah, I expect them to do what they do and understand that God placed us in the world with different responsibilities, and that one of them is protecting people.
Bingo.
And
that's true.
And we have to respect it. And I think it's horrible that people have said the things to you and to other veterans that they have, because I think it just lacks respect for what they go through and for what it is they're called to do.
Exactly. Well, one thing I want to piggyback on what you said is very important, because you represent a lot of women, even though, like you say, your husband has nothing to do with the military, but they're absent.
Yes.
The women that husbands and boyfriends and fiancés are away to battle and all that, the stress that they go through. You see, you can, by you telling them how you deal with it, helps them out. So, what you're doing and how you do it does help other women also. And before we came back on the air, you was telling about the things that you went to a pageant in Philly.
Yes.
And and was supported for veteran women.
Yes.
And can you elaborate on that a little bit? How
Yes.
that
More about that.
This was an organization run by a lady by the name of Jazz Booth. And it's called the Miss Veteran America pageant.
Wow, that's amazing.
And she does a beauty pageant. I want to say, Jazz, forgive me if you're out there. I believe she's in Philly. But maybe I'm getting that wrong because I travel a lot.
Oh, yeah.
No problem.
But she does this beautiful pageant celebrating these women who serve in the military in any branch and in any capacity. And one of the contestants, she was hilarious, this older woman, she had to be near her 80s, who had been a nurse during World War II.
Oh, I can imagine what she went through.
And
the body
and
she saw.
Yes. And she was just this joyous spirit. She got up and did this beautiful, and this was a Caucasian lady, did this beautiful dramatic reading by James Baldwin.
Wow.
And
yeah, I can imagine.
I would have voted for her. I thought she should have won because she was so amazing. But all that to say, she gave these women their beauty back. She gave them their joy back. And then this pageant funds a home that she runs for these women when they come home and have nowhere to live. Now, I have to tell you, I had no idea.
Yeah.
No idea. I could not believe this was not national news. That so many of these veterans came home and had nowhere to live and straight to the street.
Yeah.
Straight to the street. And the one girl who was present had lost both her legs. Yeah. Not because they were blown off, but because one leg had been injured and the hospital cut the wrong leg off.
Wow.
I've heard a lot of those cases.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where they said now the girls, they go in with a Sharpie and mark the right leg because
that's my big one.
And you cannot, of course, bring a suit or get any remuneration when they remove the wrong leg. So she now had neither leg and was in a wheelchair at this point, I guess, preparing to do prosthesis.
Yeah.
But I thought, bless her heart, she was 22.
Yeah.
And then several other ladies had their stories to share. And I just, as much fun as it was to come as a celebrity wife and support it, because I loved it. And this woman reached out to me on Twitter.
Yes.
That's how she found me.
Okay. Oh, really?
And as we discussed doing this pageant, and I have a background in pageants, I think that's why she called me.
Miss
Gary, yes, yo. I was a baby when I won that pageant. But I say that to say that her cause is so great. And the people that support her, this woman has rallied the most amazing business people and corporate support around her over there, and is doing this really great work, all by her little self, and it just is an issue that needs so much more, what would I call it, light shed on it and leniency around it, because, there is a mentality that, well, you don't know what you got into, and I think that people have to understand that, you do what you have to do. I think a lot of people didn't go in the military because they necessarily wanted to go fight. I mean, I do believe there are people who are called, gifted, and always felt a passion to serve that way.
Yeah, it's true.
But a lot of us, right, because you didn't go to college, you go there.
Or you're sent there through the justice system, either go to jail or
go to the
military.
So you don't go in with any understanding, and like you were saying off air, or the training isn't what it used to be.
No.
And so I shudder to think what so many, and it's all our youth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
8 weeks, and here's the M16.
Exactly.
Exactly what it is.
And even when I went in, I'm considered a Vietnam vet, and in a way, I knew that I can go to war anytime. But one thing I can say about the military positive, the training that they gave me prepared me not to even think about the worst.
Right.
They made sure that I was prepared and I knew what to do, what to expect. And in so many words, I was ready to go.
Right.
I went. It was only one time I thought I was going, and we got as far as the front line, the airfield, and they called it off. Mm-hmm. But I recall not feeling nervous.
Right.
Or scared or anything like that. This is someplace they want me to go. And like Dre said, they're not preparing these younger people mentally to have that feeling, and they get over there.
Yeah.
And to be prepared is half the battle. I would assume that you
way before. I tell you, if anybody out there hearing me now on the air, if you want to educate yourself more before you go, do more research on the branch you're about to enter. Learn about it, what the GI specs for your GI Bill, all the housing stuff you have, and then even just the part of being having a psychologist even talk to somebody before you even go.
Exactly.
I wanted to make sure my mindset was right before I even took that plunge, took that oath, because as soon as you take the oath, you consider to them a soldier. You're a number now. You're going to do your duties, and if you don't do your duty, you're either in court-martial or you just you're just rotting in the military prison. And that's a simple job. You do different crimes that you can't. You consider you're not really the bad guy if you go on base and snap. Because when I was in Bragg, we had 18 cases of special op guys came back and killed their wives, kids. Remember that one year? It was about 89, almost 90. When them soldiers went snapped on Fort Bragg base, had like 4 cases in less than a month. They come back and just shoot the unborn, the wife, the kids, themselves. You kept asking yourself, "What are you doing?"
Yes.
It was just crazy. So what are you doing?
And it's important to understand that kind of PTSD. But then now I have a question for you. In a case like that, obviously dealing with a degree of hopelessness in this individual, what do you think is the mental state or the reasoning behind, executing the family? Like, is there...
being overexert of being anxious to prove himself as a soldier and to prove himself and not getting a chance to see battle. A lot of guys who don't see battle, you'd be amazed. Even special op guys, they can go special ops, and sometimes their unit won't get called to see battle. They're so anxious to go out there and do something, then we just sit up there and pound them. So then, other soldiers like a special op guy, you didn't get a chance to see no action. Yes, you sit a cream puff. He said, really? But I said, how am I considered a cream puff? I went to join training. I'm still on alert. Just I haven't got my number punched yet to go out and do that. So say come back, then of course our government deserts them. You ask for the help. I need to go see a psych. Oh no, what they tell you, Van? We'll let you see one, and then he or she don't give you the proper aptitude you need to go out there and do that.
No, this is what they told me. This is what they had asked me. Why do wet birds fly at night?
Yeah, stuff like that. Yeah.
And that's the kind of evaluation I got. It was so crazy. You know what I mean? The way they, and I look back at it, and because I was like 22 when I got out, I didn't think of it. But like you were saying,
like the gentleman who shot up the yard. And he was a military guy, and they said that in the days prior to the shooting, he had visited 2 hospitals.
Yes,
telling them, I'm hearing voices telling me to kill
ringing
people.
In the ears, all that.
He says, I need help. They would not admit him.
No.
And I just sat there thinking, heaven to mercy. Now, heavens, because if someone comes to you asking for help, in the day, now this is the day of Columbine. This is the day of postal shootings. Why
Sandy
would we
Hook, all that. Just make you wonder.
Why would we not assume mental health is an important issue? And now, if you want to get me on a soapbox, mental health is an issue. Because I myself have had medication for depression that was connected to, and probably bipolar, connected to postpartum.
Exactly.
Okay? Yeah. So I have a bad rap on how women and men are treated when it comes to mental health.
Yeah, bingo. It's starting a system. It's just a system. And Supreme Court need to have a ruling. And I had a discussion, like you said, Rebecca, about a week and a half ago with a psychologist about how come every time a person goes on trial, instead of you putting them in psych evaluation, you put them in a prison with murderers, killer. It's just crazy. Molester. I said, wait a minute, you gonna put a person who have never killed anybody in the population with a bunch of killers. Now he got a psychopathic, and now he's trying to learn how to be a killer now. Could I have a guy who actually have a book out that's in the Army, former Army guy, has a book out, was in prison, how to shank people. A knife expert, showing you how to kill with your knife. It's like a top-selling book back like before the Rambo era when Sylvester was doing Rambo. It was like the hottest-selling book around. So yeah, people on the street learn how to, kill people with knives. This guy was teaching them. That was in the military, and he was a former in prison for 11 years. But he taught. So our kids get hold of these books and saying, "Oh, this is how you it was amazing."
Yeah, but and it's a double-edged sword. You got your good and you got your bad. And again, Veterans Day Live is the type of show that brings those things to light. Even with you, Rebecca, with the, with your education and the things that you've seen and the things that helps another veteran as well. Like I said, a lot of veterans, men and women, do not know what's available for them. And again, this show brings those type of things. Normally, we have a roving reporter, Tyrone.
Yeah, Tyrone. Yes,
he's in Detroit right now.
We got to call Tyrone.
Yeah, we got to call Tyrone.
You got to call Tyrone. Exactly.
And he's out on the streets. He works for Vets to Vets. It's a nonprofit organization, I believe.
Shout out to Ron Brown.
And we have to get him back on.
Yes, sir.
And it's a separate entity of the VA system. And the VA system don't really like how they inform us veterans on what's really going out here, and that's what, again, this show is about. We're going to tell men and women and spouses and children of veterans how to get their benefits, what's available for them.
And I would tell anybody out there, if you listen to our show or even watching it, if you feeling like you ready to kill yourself, have any kind of suicidal thought, you can call in. And we're listening, and we have a good voice of opinion. I love to hear people that have an issue that I can help, because I come from 9 kids, and it was like being in the military by itself right there. I got to low down for everything. I watched my sister and get in trouble from sneaking in boys and telling on them, all the things. I love the things growing up. So I knew how it was to be like the little outcast or the young person. Then people in the military get out and say, "I just want to kill myself." And I said, "No, brother. No, you don't," because I can hear them in their voice that you're okay. So I can tell you, sir, because it's just their body language. You would know. It's the body language.
Right.
So I had a woman who was going through something, and she just got out of Navy, and I could tell she's very, very, very stressed out. And she looked at me. I said, "Are you okay?" She says, "I'm fine." I said, "You from the brotherhood and sisterhood, ain't you?" She says, "Oh my God, you're a former." I said, "I'm a vet." How'd you tell? I could just knew the way her body language was, that she was ready to kill herself that day. And so I brought her to her house where my other roommates at, and my other roommate's sister was former Navy who happened to be visiting. And now and I connect them two together. They're best friends now.
Yeah.
And she says, "You saved my life." It's like, because now a woman who knows how to deal with another woman who's going through what she's going through.
Right.
And she said,
gave her a mentor.
I gave a mentor. So it was great. And I love doing that.
That's awesome.
I challenge anybody. If you think you're going to have issues, we are here to help.
Exactly.
And so wonderful to have someone with the information to do that for you.
Exactly. And and it's there to be for us to use. It's just that just got to do the research. I was told by another vet, the things that I have is all because another veteran informed me that this is what I need to do, this is where I need to go, and this is who I need to talk to. And I've just been passing it on.
Yeah.
And I can't. I want the women's segment to start so badly.
I know.
Because this is something that is needed. Women of the military need to be heard. Need to have somebody say, "Wait a minute, this needs to stop." There's no way that if we Americans sacrifice our lives for the freedom of this country to come back and be treated the way we've been treated. This is just my opinion. We should no longer have to pay taxes. We should have a place over our head. We never have to worry about health care, never have to worry about education for any of our children and anything like that, because we doing the ultimate sacrifice, our lives. and our lives are not worth nothing. That's not the way God wants us.
And I'm part of an organization called New Friends Homeless Shelter out in Encino. I do every Tuesday and Wednesday. Dr. Pastor April and Bob Gills, a former special ops guy who's executive chef over there. And I do it every Tuesday. I feed, and you'd be amazed at how many homeless vets there are, men and women. And they see it, and I have my American flag straight to my shirt all the time. And they say, "Wow, somebody here that understands how we feel."
Yes.
And I say, I said, we would treat them like it's a restaurant. They come in, and when a volunteer, they come in and say, dinner for two, and I make it so fun for everybody. So dinner for 14, the Donner family, come on in, people. They love that. This is somebody treats them like a human being, not, oh, you homeless, you trying to get $1 on me. I said, well, I had a woman who was volunteering. She said that. I said, wow, so you just came here to just get some airtime, because we was brought to Last Live for Veterans Day. I said, you just here to get airtime. And she was a struggling actress, and I'm not going to put her on blast, but I was very disappointed, and somebody wanted to just get some kind of.
Oh, my.
Yeah, she was just trying to get that because I'm feeding somebody. Take these snapshots quick. I said, baby, it don't work that way. We don't be snapshotting.
And not be kind.
Yeah, and she was very rude. And the pastor, she was just trying to be very polite. I told the pastor, I got this. I said, I walked outside. Let me tell you what. Thank you very much for your kindness, and God bless you. I said, it's time for you to go. Here you go. And that was it. And I'm not going to have nobody disrespect me like that.
Well, once again, it's that time again. Rebecca, let everybody know if they want your music, how do they get a purchase of your music?
Yeah.
Well, the song is on iTunes, Amazon.com, Google Play, Spotify, anywhere you buy digital music, you can download the song. It's called "Can I Stay" by Rebecca Cruz. I left the King out because it didn't fit on the CD cover.
Like, God,
yes.
Think I was Rebecca Cruz Jones Jackson, what I mean? You really have problems.
And, it's just an inspirational, smooth jazz cut. It'll put the peace of mind in you when you listen to it. And,
yes, I'm a jazz man.
And that's why I wrote it, because the way it made me feel when I wrote it is how I thought I should give that away.
It's feel-good music.
Feel-good music.
Yeah,
it's the kind of song you put on and, sit by the sunset and
glass of wine.
Have your glass right. Exactly.
There you go.
And think about how good is life and how good is God. You're still here today.
Oh, yeah. I'm a Coltrane man. You know me, I'm Coltrane, Charlie Birdman, Parker.
Yes.
I mean, that's how I am. I mean, you got some. See, I love it when a person does that Billie Holiday smoothness. And see, the military, I teach the guys how to listen to that kind of music. I got all my guys listening to jazz
because it's
now.
so soothing
It's
and
soothing.
healing.
It teaches the brain how to communicate with society.
There you go.
All that fast rap. I don't get mad. I don't knock the rap and stuff, but see, I tell my military people, learn how to get in touch with your inner chi.
Yeah.
That's what I did with my Tai Chi. And my sensei, Master Wing, I love her, 88 years old, and she kills me. You big guy, you should have soft heart. I'm like, okay, so when she beat me up all the time, I said, see, that's what I'm talking about. I need tough love to understand that. Don't use the excuse of you being a veteran as a handicap. She'd always tell me, as an old Chinese verb, don't use it as a handicap because you never know when that person next to you needs you the most. How can you help that person next to you? You can't help yourself.
Okay, there you go. All right, and for any last remarks?
Oh, yeah, any shout-outs?
Any shout-outs?
Oh, by the way, yes, my niece here is going to be performing at the Indie Festival for a part of Veterans Day Live. It's August 6th through 9th, Indie Festival in NoHo. It's on the biggest names in the industry going to be there. And we're going to be broadcasting live Veterans Day.
Wonderful.
August 9th, we're probably going to launch our Women's Day, and she's going to rock and roll. And I said, you're going to do it in front of Miss Rebecca King and show how good you really are. Put her
rock
on
and
the spot.
roll.
Oh, yeah. And she's endorsed by Shane Sparks. He took a liking to my niece and says she's an inspiration, a little cipher soraya sometimes. I guess she's at that age now, 18. Oh, God. You know how it is. I got 3 sons, so I know. And I'm a grandpapa. Right. But it's like, God sent the blessing, by us having a radio show, me and Van, and we're going to take the fullest to help all these men and women out there,
yes.
And let them know, what we're going to do.
Exactly. And my last remarks is thank you, Rebecca Cruz, for coming in. I appreciate you coming in.
Oh, yeah.
And
on your busy day, we know.
Yes. And of course, if anybody who wants to help keep Veterans Day live on the air, just go to Facebook, like us on Facebook at Veterans Day Live, and go down to the link of Indiegogo link, and it will show you how to contribute $1, $2, $5. Anything will help, And the station is willing to match whatever we raise to keep it on the air for the rest of the year and all that. And also, I can't forget Big Dre's sister Diane is over there.
62.
Come on over here real fast and say something. You know what I mean?
Shout out to your family.
Come over here
over there.
and say something real quick. All right.
Don't be scared now.
And tell people how to get in contact with you.
Once again.
Well, just mud62helpinghands.org and get all the information from their website.
There you go. She's so ashamed. Look at so embarrassed.
I know. I'll put it on the spot real fast. So we're going to close out with Rebecca King's.
I want to hear that song. I want inspiration. Bring it to me.
Yes, and here we go. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
And we'll see you next week.
Big Dre is out.
When I'm in your presence, I can see into my future where I'll be caught up in your